We're back, bitches.
First things first, I'm a realist. Let the whole world feel it. And I'm still in the
Fantasy football, baby. Chiefs, Super Bowl. Maybe. I'm back, bitches. Chase the Face. Back to come and give you guys my breakdowns for this year. I'm going to be coming back to you every week. Give you the greatest videos you'll ever see. God, I am fancy. I know you know. Okay. Alright, guys, let's get down and dirty. First and foremost, had a blast of the draft. Thank you for hosting it, Tim, the bank. And this video might be a little lengthy, but I'm going to knock out a few things. We're going to start off with my draft grades for each person. Then we're going to go to power rankings, and then after that we will do the pick'ems. So I'm going to knock out all of them in this video. I know it's been a few weeks since we had our draft, but I kept looking and really, it was tough to really pick a number 1 and number 10 this year. So I kept looking, and I think I've got a decent list. It's so-so. Really don't know. Our drafting was very, I don't know if you want to say everyone did a good job, so every team is kind of thin. But let's start off by going down the list. This is in no particular order. This is just going on down from Yahoo's list of each team, and I will tell you what I like and what I dislike, and I'll give you somewhat of a grade on your draft. Let's start off with the last year's champion, Gotham's Rogues, Andy Slauson, Calrissian. His first pick was Marshawn Lynch. I think it was a great pick. Cal was in the back of the draft, and he had Marshawn Lynch for a few weeks last year and did trade him, but let me just go over the rest of his team. Cal's team was very good last year. This year, so-so. I really like his running backs with Marshawn Lynch and Eddie Lacy, but his weaknesses fall very, very far with his quarterbacks. Ben Roethlisberger and Joe Flacco, not very solid. He waited a little too long to pick those people, and it really showed with Ben Roethlisberger, which is 90 years old, and this ain't 2005 anymore. And Joe Flacco, this isn't 2 years ago, my friend. His receivers, not so well either. Not a big fan of his draft class this year. So-so. Yahoo gave him a B-. I will actually be giving him around a C-. So take that into consideration. Cal, you have great running backs, but your receiving core and your quarterback core will kill you this season. Mark my words. Let's hop down to Terry Larry, second place last year. Terry Larry struggled this year in the draft. Really not knowing where he was going and what he was doing. It's been something he's done for the past few years, and it's paid off this year. I don't know. With the Robert Griffin, he could be explosive, or he could have a dud year like he did last year. And LaShawn McCoy, that is by far his best selection. It was his first pick, and it was a great pick. I think he's going to be probably the first or second best running back in the league, and it will help him out with wins this year. But overall, his team I was not very impressed with it. Nick Foles, I'm not a big fan of. Andre Johnson is not the receiver he used to be, and doesn't really have the team around him to get him the big points. Mike Wallace, so-so. Randall Cobb, so-so. Reggie Bush probably had his most productive season last year and only racked up 185 points. I highly doubt he does that again this year. All in all, Terry Larry, not the biggest fan of your team this year. And with our quarterbacks being so important, I think you have two of the weakest quarterbacks of all the teams. So I will be giving you also a C- as well. Following that, we go to myself, Tit on the Nip, third place last year. And also with the third pick in the draft. I did like my team, and I liked my draft, probably biased, but Aaron Rodgers, top 2 or 3 best quarterbacks by a landslide. And, of course, this league is heavy on the quarterbacks. You have to have good quarterbacks who want to go far. Hopefully he stays healthy. Last year he did not. It hurt. Was it? Cass's team very much. Then after that, This team's biggest weakness is by far their running backs with DeMarco Murray and Ryan Matthews. They both did pretty good last year, but they also had their most healthy years of their career, and it wasn't anything spectacular. So they've been known to get hurt, and we'll see how that goes. If they stay healthy, this team will be a top contender because of Aaron Rodgers, Andy Dalton, two solid quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers tips it over the edge of having good quarterbacks. And receiving core of Brandon Marshall, Wes Welker, and Eric Decker, all above average receivers. So I think this team, all in all, is quite good. I would give it a B. Much better than those first two, but nothing crazy. Like I said, this year I didn't like any of the teams very much, and that's why my power rankings was so hard. Let me keep on going. Let's try to speed this up a bit. Lugnut is next. Got 4th last year. Really like his team, and the main reason I like his team is because of his quarterbacks. Drew Brees, Tom Brady. Drew Brees will always be consistent because that's all they fucking do is throw the ball. After that, Tom Brady. Gotta love coffee. Tom Brady had an off year last year, but I think he's due to come back. If Rob Gronkowski, whatever the fuck his name is, can stay healthy, then boom shakalaka at 25 touchdowns turns into 36 touchdowns, and he's going to get the 1-2 punch of Rob to Tommy B, or Tommy B to Robbie Boy. Love his quarterbacks, love his tight end, if healthy. Bad part about his team, wow, this receiving core is bad. Roddy White, 1965, was good, not anymore. Crabtree, made one play in college, got him drafted in the 1st round. Torrey Smith, played good in the Super Bowl, got him good picks. Terrible, in my opinion. I'm not going to take that back. A very bad receiving core. And then Arian Foster really was hurt last year. Don't see him coming back to be the same player he was. And Giovanni Bernard, don't even know who that is. Cincinnati running back. I thought they had the law firm, but I guess not. So you're going to get a C+. Moving on, learning computers. Did some math this year, and it turned up positive. Good job, learning. I'm not saying your team is spectacular by any means, but it is a better team I feel like you have drafted in the past. And it starts with your quarterbacks. Again, this league is quarterbacks. That's all it is. That's all that matters. It took you guys long enough to figure it out. I did it a few years ago. Burn. Matthew Stafford, solid. And Russell Wilson really was hitting his peak at the end of the year, and I think he'll transition that through. Hopefully the ring doesn't get in his head like some of these rookie quarterbacks. But not even that. I feel like Demaryius Thomas will be the #1 receiver this year. Sorry, Calvin Jason. Alshon Jeffries, don't know who that is. Deshaun Jackson, if he stays healthy, is very good. Man, Alshon Jeffries had a good year. I don't even know who the hell that is. So maybe that's a good guy. Your weaknesses is running backs, and I'm not a big running back guy myself. I feel like they get hurt too often, and you have to bring in backups, and so really you're playing the free agency game on the running back. So Le'Veon Bell and Ben Tate, they're decent guys. They're not really top tier, but I don't think it'll hurt you that much because probably one of their backups or there's something will get hurt and they'll get the ball more. So there you go, my friend. Cecil Shorts always has a good name, so there you go. After that, we go to Dwayne Boners, Mr. #1 overall pick, and of course he goes with Peyton. Why not? The dude put up 410 points last year, crushing everyone by hundreds of points. After that, Cam Newton, probably arguably the best quarterback duo. Maybe Pats might be better in the league, but the Peyton might trump that. So Cam to Peyton is very good. You get those rushing yards, and if Cam Newton can keep that ball from going to the other team, and he's looking great. Also, Zach Stacy, who's had a breakout year last year, I think he's going to come back even stronger. But then that's when this team stops. That's when I'm not a big fan of the drafts. Vincent Jackson, like him, don't love him. Julian Edelman, nah, get out of here. Mike Evans, rookie, adios. Bishop Stanky, don't even know who that is. He's not going to do anything. Vernon Davis, a solid tight end, and Greg Olson, solid tight end. And then Trent Richardson, adios muchachos. So I give you a C+. Hooked on Tronics, Mr. Tier, as I like to call him, Terry Tears. You know what? I actually agreed with his team for most part this year. Usually, I do not. So let's start with Andrew Luck, Matt Ryan. Great pickups. I think Andrew Luck's only going to get better. And Matt Ryan, he had a bad year last year. 26 touchdowns, 17 interceptions, only 4,500 yards. 4,500 yards is good, but he did not have Julio Jones. So, boom shakalaka. He's going to be good. I also like your running backs. You got Adrian Peterson, of course, probably the most consistent running back the past 5 years. And C.J. Spiller, your boy let a turd on you last year. Maybe he'll give you a golden egg this year. You never know. Receivers are your weak points. Jordy Nelson, meh. Keenan Allen, meh. Malcolm Floyd, meh. They're all meh. They're not bad. They're not good. They get you maybe 7 to 12 points a week. So I do like your team. I give you a B+. The bank. Cha-ching. Take it to the bank. Cha-ching. The bank. I like your team. I didn't like it at the draft, but I keep reviewing it, and I like it. Biggest glaring hole. I almost can't even look at it. Hey, those quarterbacks. Eli Manning. What do you think this is, 2007? Colin Kaepernick? Go back to Nevada. Yeah, that's your biggest weakness. And that's not that big of a weakness. You have great running back or great receivers. I think Victor Cruz is going to come out doing his mamba shaking more. AJ Green will be even better. And Percy Harvin, when he was back, he was dirty. I think you have the best running backs in the league. Jamal Charles, Cha-ching, Alfred Morris. The dude got 7 touchdowns last year, but ran for 1,200 yards. He's going to get the ball in the end zone more. I really love Alfred. So you get a B+, the bank. Great job. GG, well played. Oh, man. GG, well played. Liked your team a lot. At first, I didn't like it, but I reviewed it. And after looking at everyone else's teams, no one has that great of a team, so your team looks very good on paper. You have Tony Romo or Phillip Rivers, both mid to upper tier quarterbacks, but their biggest and most important thing is they both stay healthy and they both pass a lot. So they're going to get you solid amount of yards and touchdowns. They might not have breakout games, but they will not lay duds, I don't think. Also, you have the best receiving core in the league with Dez, Julio, T.Y. By far the best receiving core in my opinion. But having a good receiving core has not paid off in this league, so don't get ahead of yourself, GG. But I do like it. Also, Matt Forte was a great pickup, and Chris Johnson in New York, maybe in new scenery, will bring him back to life of his prior 2,000-yard season. I don't think so, but we'll see. Overall, B+ for GG, well played. And last but not least, Llama Drama. Not a big fan of this draft class, or draft sheet. Jay Keller, Alex Smith, meh. Calvin Johnson and Jimmy Graham are by far your biggest assets. Jimmy, oof, that's my boy. Props to the Jimmy boy. He is a great guy, and so is Calvin. Hopefully Larry Fitz remembers he's one of the top receivers in the league. And Emmanuel Sanders, that was a good pickup with Denver. I'm not a fan of Doug Martin and Monty Ball. Get out of here. I don't like either one of those guys, so don't expect them to do too much. So overall, your quarterbacks are somewhat weak. Your running backs are somewhat weak. You have a decent receiving core, so I give you a C. And that is my draft review. You probably, if you kept close attention, you probably would saw how my rankings are going to go. But we're just going to do it just for the people that weren't paying great attention. I'm looking at you, Cal. Alrighty. Let's start off at the top. My first in power ranking, the number 1 player goes to, preseason power ranking. Let's get that straight. It's going to go to GG, well played. Just got done talking about him. I like his team. I think it's the most balanced team of everyone. He does not have any superstars, but he has a lot of stars. Tony Romo, Phillip Rivers, Des Bryant, Julio Jones, Matt Forte, Chris Johnson. That is a Madden team right there. After that, we're going to hop to Tit on the Nip myself. I know it probably is a little biased, but I really do like my team. With the solid pickup of Aaron Rodgers, Brandon Marshall, I think I'm set in stone on the receiver and quarterback. With Andy Dalton coming in the back end, Wes Welker, Eric Decker. Pretty solid receiving core. My running backs are probably the weakest part of my team. DeMarco Murray and Ryan Matthews, both if healthy, can be really solid, but they have a problem with being unhealthy. And then a nice little pickup with Julius Thomas, Mr. Peyton Manning's favorite touchdown tight end. All in all, I like my team a lot. I put him number 2. Might be a little high, but you know what? It's my freaking draft board. So guess what? They're number 2. I'm coming for that 3rd ring. After that one, we go to Terry Tears, which should be his name, but Hooked on Tronics. Thought you had a great draft this year. Like I said, I like your I like your quarterbacks, and I like your running backs. Not the biggest fan of your receivers, but they're not going to kill you. They all are 1,000-yard receivers, which is very great. They might not get the touchdowns, but they get the yards. The yards. All right, let's keep on moving. After that, we go to the bank. The bank, you think, oh my God, how did he pick the bank? He has the worst quarterbacks in the league. That is true. But I like every other player on his team. Alfred, Jamal, Percy, Victor, AJ, all great. Marquise, Jacquees. I can't even say some of these names. They're so good. But your biggest downfall will be your quarterbacks. If you can make some moves and maybe Michael Vick come back from the dead, you might have a chance to take this league by control. Man, Tim, you get me so excited. I'm running out of breath. After that, we're going to hop down to 5. Mr. Lugnut fixed it. And, yeah, well, Yahoo picked them to win the entire league and only lose 1 game. Get out of here, Yahoo. I do like the team, but it's not that good. Reason he's up so high in my book is because of Breeze and Brady. Those guys are spectacular. Hall of Famers. No doubt about that. They're going to carry his team, and they're going to have to put a lot on his load and carry it hard because his receiving core is bad. His running back core is bad. And he better hope Ron Gronkowski stays healthy. And I mean 18 to 22 touchdowns healthy if he wants to make it to the playoffs. After that, we hop to learning computers. Like I said, he did math this year, and it turned out positive. 6th is probably your highest ranking preseason I've ever given you, Matt. So, cheers. Pat on the back, my friend. Pat on the shoulder back. Like we already said, Matthew Stafford, great. Russell, Demarius. Your running backs, not so great. But you can flip those around if you pay attention and do some more math. You might sneak into the playoffs. Probably not, but we'll just give you the benefit of the doubt. Okay. He went from being the Super Bowl champion to being my 7th ranked player. Gotham's Rogues. Not the biggest fan of this team. Great with Eddie Lacy and Marshawn Lynch. Then after that, where do you go? What am I looking at? Pierre Garçon is not going to have that type of year. Antonio Brown? No. Ben Roethlisberger, you're going to try to get the 1-2 punch? They don't even know what the 1 is. So, Cal, you're 7th, man. You really took a back seat from last year's championship. I know you got screwed. I got screwed with this stupid pick or the stupid keepers. But it happened, and you got to keep moving forward. Hopefully, Cal, you make a blockbuster trade, and you're back at top just like last year. After that, we go to Dwayne Boners. Personally, if he did not have Peyton Manning on this team, he would be the worst team in the league. But with Peyton Manning's trump card of getting you 25 to 30 points a week, you got to bump him up to solid 8th. Also, Cam Newton, I saw him in fantasy, or I saw him in preseason. Not a big fan. After that, his team is Garbeats, as a fellow Stevie would say, with subpar running backs, under subpar receivers, and just meh. Justin, you made some leaps, you made some bounds. Peyton Manning is great. Had him, my friend. He's carried, but he ain't carrying that thing that far. So you're going to get 8, and you'll probably end up around 8 at the end of the year, biatch. 9 goes to Llama Drama. Llama Drama. Hey, hey, yeah. Without Jimmy and Calvin, this team is just mediocre. Decent receiving core, bad running back core, and decent QBs. Maybe I shouldn't have ranked you that bad after looking at it, but I just don't like the Doug Martin, Monty Ball, Jay Cutler, Alex Smith. That's just not that great. So I'm going to give you 9. Now, like I've said before, this draft, no one did that great. And I think it's because everyone did that great. Last and foremost, I'm sorry to say it, Stevie, you had a bad draft. I gave you a C-, the lowest grade, and I put you the last. You have Robert Griffin and Nick Foles. I think both of those are duds this year at run quarterback. And with this league being so heavy on quarterback, you're not going to go far. After that, and you think, man, well, if he has those, he has to have great receivers and great everything else. Well, you got LaShawn, and then you got Andre 1999 Johnson, Randall Corn on the Cob, and Mike, I don't know where I'm playing Wallace each year. Reggie Bush breaks his ankles every 5 minutes. I'm sorry, Steve. You're the worst in this league, and I think it's by a good margin. But, like I've said probably 16 times during this video, anyone can go anywhere. This league is so thick. It's so diluted with all of our talents that anyone can move anywhere. I know we're getting almost to 22 minutes. You guys are probably getting annoyed at my ass. But let me go to my picks for the week. First week's always tough to pick, but I got to do something, right? I am the boss of scouting. All right, we're going to start off with Tit on the Nip versus the Gotham's Rose. I have to go with Tit on the Nip. Overall, think his team is better. Don't think Cal's going to go very far, so I'm going to go with Tit on the Nip. After that, the Bank versus Hooked on Tronics. Now, my power rankings, I did like Hooked on Tronics' team better. Yes, but I will have, I did like, scratch that. I'm going with Hooked on Tronics. I think his team is much better. Maybe not much, but it is better. And it's going to pull it out this week. I think Adrian Peterson and Andrew Luck are going to go off with Andrew Luck facing Denver. He's going to have to throw the ball a million. Boom, boom, boom. He's going to get 26 points this week. After that, we go down to Learning Computers versus Terry Larry, the bottom feeders, as I like to call them. The not game of the week. I give it to Terry. I just came out and said he's the worst team in the league, and you're saying, how do I pick him? The reason I pick him is because Reggie Bush is healthy right now. Andre Johnson is healthy right now. I don't think they'll stay healthy the entire season. That's why I put him last. But they are healthy now, so he has a good shot at beating Learning Computers, which does not have the strongest unit. After that, we go to GG, well played, versus Lugnut. This is my game of the week, ladies and gents. It's going to be a tight one. Very tight. But I will give it to Lugnut. My number 1 overall pick loses to my number 5 overall pick. How does that happen, you say? This is how it happens. Because Rob Gronkowski is healthy right now. Michael Crabtree is healthy right now. And Arian Foster is healthy right now. Are those guys going to be healthy 3 weeks from now? Give about a 50% chance that those guys are all gone. Josh's team, on the other hand, healthy masters over here. Besides Matt Forte, a little wickety-wackety, everyone else is healthy. That's why his team is number 1. But I do give it to Lugnut this week. Good luck, Lugnut. After that, Llama versus Dwayne Boners, my 8th versus the 10th. Whew. This is gonna be a pick one, but I'm gonna give it to Dwayne Bowe. Ners. He has the Peyton. Projected to get 22 points, by far the most. I think he smacks around Alex Smith and Jay Cutler by himself this week, and then he trickles down and he ends up beating them. All in all close games, all close league. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know it's 25 minutes, so you're probably not going to watch all of it. But it was a lot this week. I will be trying to do these every week, or if not every other week, maybe Pat and I can talk and we can rotate back and forth. Let me know about that, Pat. And hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And leave your comments. Love you.